Hey guys, today is May 3rd, 2023. We're looking at EU, and right now I'm looking at my buy side and my sell side drawings for the 1 hour on Euro US dollar. We're currently running short the trade. I'll talk about it. Um, but yeah, let's get into it. So, really, from the buys here, we've been initiating something I just want to mention as well. I had this one drawn out probably from my last video, I think, and it turned transitional. Maybe I spoke about it, maybe I didn't, I can't remember, but I feel like I should speak about it because once you go through a transitional order block at this point right here, right by primary as well, transitional, this was always going to be like an area where we're going to spend some time, is really what I thought. And that's exactly what's happened on the higher time frame. We've initiated higher prices. We've got like a good looking sort of qualified OB here. We've initiated higher prices. So this is where I'm at on the chart today. I'm seeing just range initiation, range initiation, range initiation. But the key here is as well is that we've just taken external or liquidity, high-end liquidity here and here of this high here. And now we're sort of stopping. It might be that we're just having a small pullback before we go and take the rest. It might be that we're targeting up here. Or, and this is what I'm kind of hedging on, is that we're taking all this liquidity from here and here, and now we're going to start seeking some internal liquidity. This low here, this low here, this low, maybe some here. And you don't even know the intention. The intention could be to mitigate here and pull prices even lower. And so this is kind of how I'm seeing things. We've just taken liquidity, so a new intention is what? It's possible. That's really as far as we're going to go here. So let's see if we can have this sort of hold out and push lower. Now to talk about the trade here. So this isn't my typical entry. My typical entry would be this on the buy side. It's low time frame buy side now, and this is a 15-second chart. And so here's my setup range that I've been able to spot. Started in liquidity grab state, moved into a liquidity grab state, down again into another liquidity grab state, goes off on itself and breaks structure, which activates it. So this is a total playable range. And then you sort of look from within, like, does the same kind of pattern repeat within? Well, we've got these buy primaries. This was used for liquidity purposes. This grabbed it and went and goed. This, should use a better word than that. Grabbed and left. This is a lovely qualified OB with a buy primary, so this could hold price as we get sort of down into it. And then maybe we're just going to come pull price into here, potentially. Then we get a buy primary, then we get another buy primary. And the buy primaries here, I believe, are to sort of support these higher prices, which are fantastic. But it's back over to this side, the sell side, to really understand what I think is going on, right? And so the first thing that happens is we come up and we mitigate something fairly high up, right? And it's a transitional sell primary and a qualified order block, right? If we were to look left, we could see that. I no need to look left because we're going to do this a few times, or we might have to do it a few times if we were to start doing it and take a good chunk of the video up. You can do it yourself, look what you mitigate. So anyway, we mitigated a transitional, very important. Then price pulled down, created a primary. Then it made a new high, and again transitional, right? It doesn't matter if this is the same block it's mitigated from, another pullback. And so as we pull back, we've got these are becoming primary ranges. This is on my sell side, so I don't have the primary drawn in on this side for these cleanly. There it is, though. There's that primary range. And so why am I interested in this one? So we've got, this one right here at the top. So I've got a transitional, and then we've just got a sell primary, deep mitigation with a breaking structure. All right, what's so interesting about that to me? Well, transitional, right? These are sell primaries designed to support sell prices, right? That's what their whole purpose is. If it's a sell primary, it's designed, its designation, its whole purpose in life is to create cause, also, or to help facilitate selling. Let's just say it like that. So this is to help facilitate selling, even though it's been used once as a sell primary, I'm sure. and it pushed prices in the direction it wanted to go. Now it's being used as this to pull prices lower to create a buy primary. So it's like handing over, right, what it was its intention. And so that sell primary created a buy primary. That same sell primary created another buy primary. It's like it was its mission in life. And so it's just to support lower prices. So at this point here, it's to support lower prices. Boom, lower prices. This point here, it's to support lower prices. Boom, lower prices. This now, the sell primary deep mitigation, what is its purpose, right? Its purpose is to support lower prices. Now, these were transitional. Remember, the transitional ones have had already their sell primary purpose, their main purpose has occurred, whereas this one has not. So now we're in a sell primary that has not been mitigated before. That's the key. That's the key to this whole setup here, this trade. So as price, let's just clean this chart up a little bit here. So as price creates this lovely range initiation, break of structure, I'm watching this and I see the break of structure, and then I'm like, okay, let's see what's going on. Sell primary. Boom. The next thing that needs to occur is we need to get price back up. So I'm thinking to myself, well, this looks like a beautiful setup for to continue going long, right? We got a sell primary that comes up over the top, a buy primary that comes in over the top of that, but doesn't break here, right? So we're thinking to ourselves, okay, that's interesting. This is just going to be a primary range that's inside of another primary range. It creates the setup sort of thing that I'm looking for, and then we're going to initiate on ourselves and break up. All well and good, right? All well and good. And so I'm thinking, yes, yes, yes. So we're going to be long buy prices. But because of the mitigation, right, I'm seeing that price is going to come up, and it comes up here, and it should just go straight to the moon. It should just break structure. Like, what's up here holding it? Do you know what I mean? What is in here that's holding price? There's nothing really, is there? There's very low, little amounts of liquidity. Like, we didn't spend much time up here. What the heck could be pulling price up here so much? Well, I believe it was then down to this range here. So as price created a range, a what? A transitional order block range before the mitigation and then the break of structure. Okay, so there's your mitigation. Here's the transitional range to support the lower price. And so I've drawn this out on my chart, this transitional range, because I'm expecting price to transact in here. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm super close to my stop. Like right this very second, I'm super close to my stop. But I do believe that this high is going to hold. And so while we're talking here on the chart, we can sort of see, if we do get some sort of movement, some sort of break structure down here and continuation of lower prices like I expect, and it's all based on whether or not this will hold, and this pattern here is this sort of transitional into the mitigation and then to having that break of structure. That's really what's telling me at this point. So it's location, 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 right? After having transitional, after having all that liquidity taken. So the higher time frame narrative it matches the potential lower time frame idea that I've got. And I also said this to myself as well. I said, you know what? We can also expect price to come up just slightly into this above the transitional. And as it's done so, what's happened? A big pullback. So they're either accruing people into the market as shorts, like me, or we're building a book short. And I think that's what all of this is to create the liquidity and to enter into the market before they move price. Because where are they doing this? They're doing this right at the very top of the range. Now, something else sneaky they could do is whip price up, take the liquidity from here, take the liquidity from here, do another SPDM, right? Sell primary deep mitigation, and then pull price down. So that's definitely possible as well. And we're going to see if they do that. And if they liquidate me, so be it, all power to them. But the fact is, we've spotted this setup range, and this setup range has not activated. It cannot activate until it gets that break up here. And so this is a no-go for me. I cannot trade this. I'm short for sure because I absolutely expect it based upon what I'm seeing. This is a complex entry. This is not something. It's even hard for me to talk about because it's hard for me to explain just everything everything that's sort of in my head. But what I would say, I've got the key points out, and this being the key. The key is the highs. The highs are the key to this entry, and we saw this just the other day. The highs were the key into that entry just the other day as well. And so you watch out for this kind of stuff. Transitional, ooh, regular. But then, if let's go to the 15-minute, it's going to look a bit awkward because I know I've got so many drawings on at the moment. You can see these are the three. These are the three. So I believe it's this one here, this one here. So it's the first two mitigations, and then we got that third one that came over the top and into it. I think it came over the top, or maybe it just did it into here. We'd have to go down. I didn't really want to start looking at the mitigations. Kind of want you guys to do it yourselves. Here it is. This is why it's so beautiful. So you can see that's actually a qualified order block as well. So it shouldn't be said deep mitigation. It should be a sell primary qualified OB, not deep mitigation. Deep mitigation would have been in this area. So I'm beg your pardon. I'm incorrect on that, but I did get a good hit. So a good hit on what kind of the mentality is here. So here's the first mitigation right here at the qualified OB. Second mitigation right there at the qualified OB, and the third mitigation, as you can see, it just goes over the top of this range. What is the range? What's above that range? You can see the gap, right? I'll zoom in. See the white gap, right? So it's definitely not mitigated here. It's mitigated above it. Boom. What have we mitigated? Deep mitigation now on a sell primary that was built to held price. This area here is unmitigated. That's the key. This area here is unmitigated from this high to this high, completely unmitigated, and that's where we've just mitigated right now and started accruing some form of a position over there. It looks like so. Fingers crossed we stay in. We've got a break of structure now. Things are looking like they're working out into our direction. So I think that will cover this video. And I'm going to do something different that I don't typically do, and that is I'm just going to leave this running. This is going to be a full it was actually more like this when I entered, but I did have my stop moved above to 2.5. So that is exactly how my entry looks on my broker. But I think originally I was looking for 20 pips right down here. So that was going to be my target. I believe as well I've moved this up to kind of like just above this qualified OB. And so this is exactly how the trade looks. So what is that? 7.65 R on this trade. And I'm not going to touch my stop. In fact, I'm not going to touch anything. I think the best thing to do now is just to leave the screen recording and let's watch it all play out. I'm going to pull up my laptop so I can do other things on there. I'm going to mute the microphone. And yeah, let's see if we get it. Let's see if we can get a touchdown here. Or let's see if we can get a touchdown here. A touch up there. So let me set an alarm right there. Turn off the battery here, the screen, so it doesn't go dim. All right, let's just leave it like that. I'll leave the cursor off the screen. I'll put it aside. That way, it won't get touched. It won't get seen. It won't bother anyone. All right, you guys. I'll come back at the conclusion. right, guys. Um, well, we got a nice run on this trade. It ran pretty good actually. Down to this point, I was thinking it had broken this to create this as a sell primary, but it wasn't fully activated. And what actually ended up occurring was a buy side setup occurred. We've got like a minute to talk about this before the Fed rate decision. And so you can see how I had a setup range over here, and if we just drag it all over, you just ignore everything else, then we get another entry range occur right at the setup range. And so this is telling me a reason to go long. We had a qualified order block, it broke structure, and then I looked for an entry. Okay, so that's the reason I'm in there now. We're waiting for the market just to tick over. Uh, we've got 1 minute, and then will be Fed rate decision will be released. I'm going to leave both trades open. You saw me write down here that we should be out of everything. And chances are we're just going to get whipsawed around anyway. We're just going to get taken out of this trade, and we'll get taken out of this trade. Or chances are we're just gonna just initiate in one direction. I'll get take profit, and then maybe take profit up here. So either way, we're not too worried about it. We are just going to watch and enjoy. Just gonna ray this one out, and we're gonna ray this one out. There we go. Boom, we're out. We got taken out for 10R. And that's, my friends, is why we do not ever that's why we do not ever not look at the other side. You've got to always, always, always keep your eyes on the other side of things. And so while this trade didn't work out, this one did. All right, so we're positive 10R on the day with a couple of trades in there total. That's it for this video. I got stuff to do. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day, smashing it, crushing it, living the best life, having an amazing experience. Hope you got some value, or I hope you enjoyed watching this video at least. And I'll catch you soon. Take care. Bye bye.